cardiovascular disease, obviously something that is very prevalent in America, including especially older adults. My goodness, 60 to 75, 79 years old, more than 3/4 of men and women have cardiovascular disease. This ends up with a lot of people finding their demise way earlier than they should be. Well, we want to take a change to that right now, and it starts with what you put into your body. Our next guest has some great advice for us.
That's right. Sometimes it's just about having those tasty recipes standing by. Roxana Insani knows this. She's a registered dietitian. She's joined us before on the show, and last time she had Sean and I drooling. So we're so happy to have her back and see what she has in store for us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this. Just a few weeks away, Roxana. I'm sorry, from Heart Health Month. So the recipes you are going to show us today have a theme.
They do. And they are not only good for your heart, but your overall body too. So, my first recipe is actually a big green smoothie. We know that most Americans really struggle to get in enough fruits and vegetables each and every day. So, this recipe is really the solution to that. It involves 2 fruits and 2 vegetables.
Okay.
So, my first ingredient is I'm going to throw a green apple in my blender. And I'm leaving the skin on. It just adds a lot more fiber to the recipe.
Okay.
And then I'm also adding 1 to 2 handfuls of spinach, or if you have baby kale, that would work really nicely as well. Then I have 1/4 of a cucumber and 1 kiwi. This adds a really nice vitamin C blast.
Nice.
Cucumbers are
And
interesting. They're kind of plain, but they have these like amazing properties, don't they?
Yeah.
right, and they're so full of hydration too. And then I have 2 teaspoons of honey, or you could completely leave it out as well. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. This adds actually a really nice thing to the smoothie.
Nice.
And then 1 cup of low fat milk, or you could use like a non dairy alternative as well. And then 1 cup of ice cubes, and we'll throw that all in the blender.
Sweet. And while you're doing that, I think some people, they hear good for you or good for, and you start the sentence as good for, and you're like, there's no way this will be tasty. This is going to be disgusting. Yuck. I don't want good for. Good for is not good. Good for is, meh,
Right.
but they can be fun and really tasty.
Well, there's something about watching Roxana do it, Sean, too. I don't know about you, but like right when she poured the apples in,
Oh, here
I
we go.
felt that tang in my mouth of the apples. And oh, Roxana, you're going to have to tell us what that tastes like. Looks
It's
pretty
really refreshing.
good. Oh,
And
I'm
again,
jealous.
loaded with fruits and vegetables.
And I'm telling you, smoothies are a great way to get all that stuff into you in a very tasty way. And you have one more recipe for us as well, don't you?
I do. So I have a healthy dessert recipe that involves no added sugar and just good for you ingredients. So today we're also making a chocolate avocado chia seed pudding. So
Wow.
I'm going to use my other
Ooh.
blender over here. So we're throwing 2 avocados in there, and this really adds some creaminess and healthy fats.
Mhm.
And then 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I like to call them nutrition sprinkles because they're loaded with nutrition. And then 1/4 a cup of cocoa powder. And then I have 1/4 a cup of plain Greek yogurt. This adds some protein and also some creaminess as well to
Okay.
the recipe. And then I have 1/2 a cup of almond milk, one teaspoon of vanilla extract,
Hmm.
See,
and
I
then
like this one
finally
has a little more of a
3
dessert feel.
Yeah, yeah.
3 dates? Oh,
yeah, so that adds some nice like natural sweetness to this recipe. So,
Put it in food
and then
processor,
all
get
you
one
have
of
to
these. Yeah.
do Yeah, all you have to do is blend it up. And then once it's smooth, we'll actually put it in the fridge for about an hour. And then it will actually get nice and thick. And I made this ahead of time just so I could show you guys. So it's really nice and thick and creamy and delicious. And again, a healthy dessert. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on with some walnuts. Or if you have almonds at home, you could sprinkle that on there as well.
I love that. That's
oh,
so great.
Roxana.
And there's
Listen,
no excuse to not do stuff like this. Even if you're obviously the senior community, many might be on a fixed income. There's no excuse, is there?
mhm.
Right. And it makes it so easy if you have like a blender or a food processor. You just throw everything in there and it's ready to go within a few minutes.
Hmm.
You know what I love, Roxana? Folks can watch this video again to get your tips. I would like to make the second smoothie that you made, or the pudding. Actually, it looks so good. But people can go on recipes.heart.org as well. That's the American Heart Association's website, and it has a bunch of recipes. So the ideas are kind of endless.
Right, and they're all really nutritious for you. They're low in sodium. They're just good and loaded with all these healthy fats like the avocados or the nuts. So I love going to their website as well for all my recipes.
They're good and they taste good too. That's the best part of all. It's great having you, Roxana. Always do a great job, and it's a pleasure to have you again.
Thanks so much.
All right, you want some great,
Join
delicious, and healthy ideas? You go to recipes.heart.org, and Southwest Medical, part of Optum Care, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.